Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Advanced. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the program. Welcome to Advanced Class number 150. And I'm joined once again by Pedro. Pedro, how are you?
Very well, Kyle, and you?
Good. Doing very well. You've been with me for a lot of shows now.
Yes.
You've been participating in both the intermediate and the advanced level classes.
I did my best.
You've done your best, and you're doing great. You're doing a good job. And it's challenging. The advanced material is very challenging, but you're doing a great job. So thanks for coming in again. Thanks for staying as well. And we'll practice with yesterday's structure under no circumstances. Remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Under no circumstances should we drive without a seatbelt, right?
Under no circumstances should you drive without a security belt.
Yeah, seatbelt.
Seatbelt.
What's the verb we use to... We say
Fasten.
abro. Yeah.
Fasten.
To fasten.
Fasten.
Do you always fasten your seatbelt?
I always fasten my seatbelt.
Yeah. Under no circumstances should you drive without a seatbelt, right?
Yes, under no circumstances.
Okay, all right. Now, let's see. Should I speak German for the whole class? Oh, I think I asked you this question yesterday.
Yes.
Should I speak German for the whole class? No.
Under no circumstances should you speak German during the class.
Or for the whole
For the
class.
whole class.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Should I speak with a very, very strange accent?
Under no circumstances should you speak with a hard accent.
Or a strange
accent.
Under no circumstances. Okay. Under no circumstances. Right? You say the same, bajo ninguna circunstancia.
It's the same.
But we say under no circumstances with an S, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's move on, because last time we ran out of time.
Yes.
And I want to make sure we have time. I'm going to be a little bit quick today, but we'll move on and take a look at our translation list.
Okay.
Translation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our translation list. Number 53 today. So the first 5 we saw, and Pedro went 5 for 5, right?
Yes.
So we'll see if he can do it again and go all the way.
It will be difficult.
It will be difficult. Are you up for the challenge?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Number 1. Tomé una copa y después me acosté.
I had a drink and then I went to bed.
Good. I had a drink and then I went to bed. All right. Number 2. Algo está fallando aquí.
Something's wrong here.
Something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. Okay. Number 3. Nada ha fallado hasta ahora.
Nothing has gone wrong so far.
So far.
So far.
Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing has, and we
Has
can
gone.
contract it and say nothing's gone wrong.
Yes, nothing's gone wrong so far.
Yeah, what's gone wrong so far in this class?
Nothing's gone wrong so far in this class.
Right. Has everything gone perfectly fine?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Number 4. Algo siempre falla cuando tú apareces.
Something always goes wrong when you show up.
No falló nada.
Nothing went wrong
Good. Nothing went wrong. Nothing went wrong
so far.
so far. Okay. Mientras tanto, ¿por qué no comes algo?
In the meantime, why don't you eat something?
Good. In the meantime, why don't you eat something? Or why don't you
Get something.
have something to eat?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have something.
In the
something to eat.
meantime, mientras, in the meantime, why don't you have something to eat? We have to wait 10 minutes before the next program. In the meantime, why don't you have something to eat?
It's a very good idea.
It is a good idea.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we say. De ahora en adelante, tendré más cuidado.
From now on.
From now on. From closing the lips. Remember,
yes.
from.
From now on, I'll be more carefully. Carefully.
I'll be more what?
Carefully.
Careful.
Careful. Yes. Careful.
From now on.
From
now on, I'll be more careful.
More careful.
From now on. From now on, I'll be more careful. Number 8. ¿Puedes bajar la radio un poco?
Can you turn down the radio a little?
A little?
A little.
Say it again.
Can you turn down the radio a little?
And at home, can you turn down the radio a little? Can you turn down the radio a little? Good. Number 9. Si no entiendes una palabra, sáltatela.
If you don't understand a word, skip it.
Sorry?
Skip it. Skip it.
Skip it.
Skip it.
If you don't understand a word, skip it.
Skip it.
Skip it. Right. Skip it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. What did I do?
You skipped a number.
Which number did I skip?
I don't remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
You skipped the 6.
I did. I skipped the number 6. I skipped it.
Don't skip numbers.
Don't skip numbers.
Kyle.
Okay. Okay. It reminds me, my father likes to tell jokes. Well, he has a sense of humor where he likes to try to convince people of things that aren't true. So one of his famous ones is he tells people that they, I don't know who they are, but scientists or the government or someone wants to invent a new number.
Wow.
Between 6 and 7. So I remember he had someone once convinced. He said, "We're going to invent a new number. It's going to go between 6 and 7. It will be called Bleen."
Bleen.
This was just his silly... But he likes to do things like this and then see if he can convince people, make people believe him. He said, yeah, that way, in the decimal, when you get up to 10, for the decimal system, 10 it will still be a single digit. The 10th number will be, 9 will be the 10th number. And I don't know. But anyway, he said they were going to invent a number. Now, this is not going to happen. This is not true. But this was his story. We'll invent a number between 6 and 7 called Bleen. Anyway.
But did you believe him?
I didn't believe him because I know that he says things like that. He makes things up and tries to convince people. But he had someone convinced for a while. Yeah, and it was pretty funny for the rest of us, at least. All right. So we can skip a number, yes. Number 10. Fui rechazado por razones de salud.
I was turned off.
Rechazado. Turned down.
Turned down. For health questions.
Health reasons.
Reasons.
Yeah. I was turned down for health reasons.
For health reasons.
Ask me why I was turned down.
Why were you turned down for...
ask me why I was turned down.
Why were you turned
down? Why were you turned down? Again?
Yes. Why were you turned down?
What do you want to know?
I want to know why you were turned down.
I want to know why you were turned down. I was turned down for health reasons.
I won't ask you what kind of reasons.
Yeah. No. I was turned down for...
A flu.
Because I was sick. I had the flu. Okay, for example. No voy a subir mis precios este año.
I want to raise
But it's no voy
I'm not going to raise my prices this year.
This year. I'm not going to raise my prices this year. I'm not going to raise my prices this year.
It's true?
It's true. I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to raise my prices. apenas puedo llegar a fin de mes.
I barely get, I don't know, the making, I don't know.
I can barely make ends meet. Ends. E-N-D-S. Ends meet. I can barely
I can barely
make ends meet.
make ends meet.
Yeah. I can barely make ends meet.
I can barely make ends meet.
And yeah,
Okay.
I can barely. Now, if you look through that window, you see the big window over there?
Yes.
Big window. On the other side, can you see? Can you read the writing?
Yes, I can.
Can you read it easily?
Yes, I can.
Ask me if I can read it.
Can you read the words over there?
Yeah, I can read them, but without my glasses, I can still read them, but I can barely read them. Barely.
Barely, apenas.
Barely. I can barely read them. Yeah. I can barely read those words. Right? Barely. Apenas. Right? Yeah. I can barely make ends meet. Llegar a fin de mes. I can barely make ends meet. All right. Okay, let's move on. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Good job. And I hope you did well at home as well with that translation list. Let's move on to our expression of the day. Expression of the day. Okay, it is time for our expression of the day. The expression of the day today is not only the expression of the day, but it's also the title of a novel by Jeffrey Archer, which appears in the Von Master. In the Von Master, there's a course. The Von Master, the students have to read a lot of novels, and one of the novels is called "To Cut a Long Story Short." To cut a long story short. So, what does this mean? To cut a long story short.
Maybe to reduce a story. I don't know.
When we have the expression "vaya al grano," get to the point.
Get to the point. So get straight to the point.
To cut a long story short is to skip all the additional unnecessary words and get to the point. To cut a long story short, we had this problem. So I'm explaining the whole situation in cortos, what do you say? In resume?
Sí, en resumidas cuentas.
Yeah, that's it. So to cut a long story short, let's get to the point. To cut a long story short, there was a problem, right? Blah, blah, blah. I'm explaining, but then to cut a long story short, we say, okay, now let's move on into our new material for today, class number 150, and we have the structure to feel up to something, to be up to it. To be up to something, to have the desire to do something. We say to be up to it. I'm glad that you were up to coming in here today.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Would you be up to coming back to the radio?
Yes, I will be up to come here again.
Yeah, you'd be up to coming back again?
Yes, I'll be up to coming here again.
Okay, so to be up to something or to be up to doing something it's like to be willing to do something.
Yes.
And so you end up doing it, okay? So do you feel up to listening to English when you're in the car? Like, are you in the mood for that? Do you feel up to listening to English when you're in the car?
Yes, I feel up to listening to the radio when I am in my car.
Okay. Yeah. When you're completely exhausted, do you feel up to going for a run?
Yes, when I
Really?
completely excited.
When you're completely exhausted.
Sí.
Agotado. Do you feel up to going for a run?
Yes.
Really?
Only the weekends.
So you're but where do you get the energy? If you're completely exhausted, you feel up to going for a run?
Yes, eating. I get the energy eating.
So when you're completely exhausted, you eat a big meal and then you go for a run?
Yes, I have to go for a while.
For
a walk.
For a walk. Oh, a walk or a run?
Or around, yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When it's cloudy, do you feel up to going for a walk in the park?
No, when it's cloudy, I don't feel up to go for a walk. Going for a walk in the park.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you feel up to shaving every day?
No, I don't feel up to shaving every morning.
Every day, every morning. Me neither.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it at all. All right, we've only got a few minutes left. Let's move on to our vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for our vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. The first one is receta, de cocina. Receta, we say?
Recipe.
Recipe, that's right. Do you know a lot of recipes?
No, I don't.
Okay, recipe. Elogiar, alabar. Great job! We have the verb
to compliment.
Oh, compliment or to praise.
To praise.
Praise, yeah. To compliment, it's very similar. To praise. Breccia, laguna.
Lac.
Sorry?
Lac.
Well, we have breccia. Imagine between 2 tables, there's a little hole. We say a gap.
A gap, yes, of course. A
gap.
A gap.
Yeah. Reembolso.
Refund.
Refund.
Yeah,
refund.
Refund.
Reembolso, refund.
Refund.
It can be a noun. I need to get a refund. Or a verb, to refund my money. Hopefully they will refund my money. Right? El Padre Nuestro.
Our Lord.
El Padre Nuestro, we say.
The Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer. The Lord's
the Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer. Yeah, that's right. The Lord's Prayer. Okay. Well done. Now, I think we have just about 1 minute left. We've got to wind down. But we have regret plus the gerund, arrepentirse, and regret to infinitive, which is lamentar, to regret. So I shouldn't have bought this pair of shoes. You could say, you regret buying that pair of shoes, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she should have called before going to his house. So what does she regret?
She regret not calling.
Yeah.
Calling
before
she left.
Before going to his house. She regrets not calling.
Not calling
before going to his house. Good. I should have told her what I thought. I didn't, but I should have told her what I thought.
You regret not telling her what you thought.
Good, good. Do you regret coming to the radio today?
No, I don't regret coming to the radio today.
Okay, good. I'm glad. And I don't regret having you at all. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for hosting me.
It's been a pleasure, Pedro.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you'll come back someday.
Of course, I want to.
Great. You're always welcome here. We're completely out of time, but thank you all for listening. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.